Olive was outside in a large field. It was a cloudy day, and there was a machine with a huge pipe poking up into the sky. Lots of wires ran into a control box on the side with a big dial on it.
Oh, watch out!
Cried a voice. Olive just had time to duck as an old man flew right over the top of her head. He had a backpack with a spinning propeller and was carrying a remote control and a strange-looking object.
Oh, are you okay? I'm Olive.
Yes, I think so.
Said the old man.
I'm Dr. Cleverbrain, famous inventor, and this is my weather machine. I've just been trying to mend it.
A weather machine? What does it do?
It controls the weather. It makes clouds, rain, snow, thunder, lightning, wind, and it can even suck up the clouds too. But this special multispectral Ujikali herbal madrometer has fallen off the top, and the machine won't work without it.
Oh, well, can you fix the, multi-spectral thingamy?
I've been trying to fly up there using my helipack, but can't work the helipack remote control and hold the multispectral Ujikali herbal madrometer at the same time.
A helipack? A remote control? I think I may have an idea. Maybe I could control your helipack using the remote control so you can replace the multi-herply thingamy thing.
Great idea, Olive.
Dr. Cleverbrain gave Olive the remote control. She started to move the sticks and jerkily guided Dr. Cleverbrain up to the top of the pipe. Olive was concentrating hard. This wasn't easy at all.
Just a little bit closer, Olive.
But Olive was so focused on controlling the helipack, she didn't notice she'd bumped the control dial on the weather machine. The dial on the machine turned to wind. Olive spun around trying to control the helipack as she watched Dr. Cleverbrain, but got tangled up in the wires, so she couldn't see what she was doing.
Who turned out the lights?
The weather machine made lots of rain.
Oh, nine.
Then suddenly, it made a thunderstorm. Then a snowstorm. And finally, it sucked up all the clouds in the sky, along with poor old Dr. Cleverbrain. Then there was a bang and a clatter, and Dr. Cleverbrain came flying out of the doors at the bottom of the machine. He helped untangle Olive.
Oh, what happened?
We fixed the machine, Olive, just like new.
Olive looked up and saw all the weather shooting out from the machine into the sky. In one place, it was snowing. In another, it was raining. And in another place, there was a thunderstorm. And right above Olive was bright sunshine, making a beautiful rainbow.
Looks like it'll be hard to forecast the weather today.
Chuckled Olive. They both laughed. And as they did, Olive realised it was time to go.
Typical Olive, daydreaming again.
Said her mum.
Okay. Actually, I've been using a weather machine to make weather.
Your head's been in the sun too long, dear.
Said Olive's dad. Her little brother laughed. But Olive wasn't listening. She was already dreaming of her next big adventure. Olive was standing on a flat green lawn next to a flag. She was wearing a diamond-patterned jumper and was holding a thin metal club.
Oh, this is awful. How can I play golf in these conditions?
Said a man in a bright pink jumper. He was holding a club, just like Olive's.
Hello, I'm Olive. Is everything okay?
She asked.
I'm Rory, and no, things are jolly well not okay. How can I play a quiet round of golf on my favourite golf course with all these pesky rabbits digging up the place?
Olive looked down and noticed that there were lots of rabbits jumping around, digging holes and burrowing all over the golf course. It was chaos!
Cake. Oh, I see. Yes, that is a bit of a problem.
Too right, Olive. A golf course is only meant to have 18 holes. Now, thanks to these rabbits, this one has at least 418. Oi, you! clear off.
Olive decided to speak to one of the rabbits.
Excuse me, why are you rabbits digging up this golf course? You're spoiling things for all the golfers.
Well, it's because the farmer next door is spoiling things for us rabbits. He harvested his field of carrots, so now we have nothing to eat. We're digging up this golf course looking for food. Well, you rabbits are making a huge mess.
Complained Rory.
Maybe there's some way to sort all this out. I'm going to speak to the farmer.
Olive went next door to the farm. There she found the farmer standing in a field next to his tractor and plough. He did not look happy.
Oh, what is wrong with this tractor?
Hello, I'm Olive. Can I help?
Oh, hello there. My tractor's broken down, so I can't use it to plough this field and plant new crops. What am I going to do?
Well, what was growing in the field before?
Asked Olive.
Rows and rows of carrots.
Replied the farmer.
I harvested them yesterday, and they're all safely stored in my barn, ready for market.
An unploughed field, a messed up golf course. I think I may have an idea. Can I use some of your carrots, please, Mr. Farmer?
I suppose so, but why?
Trust me, you'll see.
Olive went back to the golf course and spoke to the rabbits.
Please could you rabbits leave the golf course and line up along one side of the farmer's field?
She asked the rabbits politely.
But we're having lots of fun here. Why should we leave?
Trust me, you'll see.
The rabbits were intrigued and followed Olive. She poked a line of carrots deep into the soil along one side of the field and got the rabbits to line up along the other side.
Okay, rabbits, come and get these carrots!
As soon as the rabbits smelt the carrots, they started burrowing across the field towards them.
Oh, that's brilliant, Olive. The rabbits are ploughing my field.
When the rabbits reached the carrots, they gobbled them down.
Yum, thanks, Olive. But we still need somewhere to live.
Tell you what, you lot can live in my pasture over there if you agree to help me plough my other fields.
Do we get more carrots?
Of course you do.
Just then, Rory popped his head over the hedge.
That's if you help me fill in those extra holes you dug in the golf course. Oh, okay, will do.
Looks like everyone's happy.
Thanks for getting those rabbits off our golf course, Olive. Would you like to play a few holes with me? You never know, you might hit a birdie.
Heck, I certainly hope not.
They all laughed, and as they did, Olive realised it was time to go.
Typical Olive, daydreaming again.
Said her mum.
Heck, actually, I've been helping some rabbits fill their tummies.
Your head's been in the sun too long, dear.
Said Olive's dad. Her little brother laughed. But Olive wasn't listening. She was already dreaming of her next big adventure. Olive was inside a huge building. In the middle was a large machine with conveyor belts leading in all directions. Olive was wearing some green overalls and a yellow hard hat. Two men were working on the machine with spanners and screwdrivers.
Oh, what is wrong with this silly machine?
Complained one of the men.
Hello, I'm Olive. What's going on?
What ho, Olive? I'm Charles, foreman of this recycling plant. This is a recycling machine. Usually runs frightfully well, except at the moment it's not working at all.
What does a recycling machine do?
It sorts all the recyclable rubbish from the local area into paper, plastic, metal and glass. But it's broken down, and we still have that huge pile of recycling to sort. Problem is, we just can't work out what's wrong.
Well, maybe I could take a look.
Be my guest, Obeen,
said Charles, handing Olive a big spanner. She looked up at the machine's huge control panel, which had lots of dials, switches and buttons.
So, what could be the problem?
Olive wasn't sure where to start, so she took the spanner and twisted one of the bolts. Suddenly, lots of lights switched on and the machine made an odd noise.
Oh.
What? Who's there?
Asked Olive.
That really hurt.
Complained a voice. Now all the lights were on, Olive could see that the control panel was actually a huge face.
Oh, hello there. I'm Olive.
I'm Recycle, the recycling machine.
It said. Charles and the other men looked amazed.
I say, we never knew that machine could talk.
Learn something every day, don't you?
Said Resai.
Risai, what's wrong? Why have you stopped sorting the recycling?
I'm sad because the lovely music has stopped. I only like to work along to music, especially something with a good beat.
Ah, that'll be our radio. Some careless chap dropped it on the floor yesterday, and we haven't got ourselves a new one yet.
Olive looked over at the big pile of recycling. There were lots of objects in the pile.
Some old metal bin lids, some bottles, some pieces of wood. I think I may have an idea.
Olive grabbed the bin lids, bottles and wood from the pile and handed them to Charles and the other workers. She selected a bottle and an old metal spoon. Olive started a beat on the bottle.
Risai! Risai!
Charles and the other workers looked a bit
Risai!
confused, but started to join in.
Risai! Come on, all together now!
Risai! Risai!
Some of the workers made a beat using different pieces of recycling. Others hit the floor, the walls, and even the sides of Risai.
Oh, wow, I love it!
Cried Risai. Suddenly, the conveyor belt started moving as Risai's pistons and cogs began to turn.
Risai's working!
Certainly is. Excellent stuff.
Charles and the other workmen, while still drumming along to the beat, began to feed the recycling into Risai, and soon he was happily sorting it all out.
This is smashing stuff, Olive. Now we know how to keep Risai here a happy machine.
Yes, at least until you get round to buying a new radio.
They all laughed, and as they did, Olive realised it was time to go.
Typical Olive, daydreaming again.
Said her mum.
Gek, actually, I was cheering up an unhappy recycling machine.
Your head's been in the sun too long, dear.
Said Olive's dad. Her little brother laughed. But Olive wasn't listening. She was already dreaming of her next big adventure. Olive was wearing a bright yellow safety jacket and a hard hat and big black boots.
Gek, I should be nice and safe wearing this lot.
She was standing on a building site. There was a house being built, but it was only half finished. Lots of workmen were sitting around doing nothing. One read a newspaper, another was fast asleep.
Oh, look, there's some bird over there.
Said one.
Yes, I am a bird, thanks very much. I'm an ostrich.
Can I help at all?
Said a gruff voice. Olive turned to see a big man with lots of stubble on his face. With him was a little boy.
Oh, hello, I'm Olive. It doesn't seem very busy here.
I'm Butch the foreman. We're meant to be building this brand new home, but my son Eric here came to visit me today and he brought his pet puppy Gordon.
Yes, and Gordon slipped off his lead and ran off with the special plans to the house. They're called blueprints. Now he's lost somewhere on the building site.
Blueprints. They sound important.
They certainly are. Without those blueprints, none of my men can do any work.
Olive spotted a van selling sausage sandwiches next to the building site. The sausages smelled really good.
Some tasty smelling sausages. A lost puppy. I think I may have an idea. Butch, can I borrow that digger, please?
Go right ahead, but Eric and I will ride with you. Safety first around here.
Olive jumped into the digger with Butch and Eric.
Easy.
She drove it over to the van and asked the owner to put a whole pile of sausages into the bucket and tie strings of sausages to the back of the digger. Olive drove the digger full of sausages all over the building site.
Keep your eyes peeled for Gordon. When he smells all these sausages, he's sure to come out from his hiding place.
She drove past the cement mixer. Eric peered inside but couldn't see Gordon. Olive drove past the crane. Eric looked up inside the cab, but the puppy wasn't inside. Then she drove all around the half-finished house.
I don't see Gordon anywhere.
Olive turned to see there were lots of dogs chasing the digger.
Gek, they must be after the sausages.
Maybe Gordon's with them. Let's stop and see.
Olive stopped the digger and they gave the sausages to the hungry dogs. But Gordon wasn't with them.
It's no good. I think Gordon's lost forever.
But then Olive heard something. The sound of someone snoring gently. It was coming from underneath the sausage van. Olive peered under the van, and there, fast asleep, was a little puppy.
Gordon, we found ya.
Gordon had a big fat tummy from eating lots of sausages, and he was also lying on something. It was the blueprints for the house.
Excellent. Now we can finish building this home for stray dogs.
All the dogs barked happily when they heard this.
Thanks for helping me find Gordon, Olive.
And thanks for helping me find the blueprints for the dog home. Would you like to stay for a sausage sandwich?
I think I've seen quite enough sausages for one day, thanks.
They all laughed, and as they did, Olive realised it was time to go.
Typical Olive, daydreaming again.
Said her mum.
Okay. Actually, I've been helping find a lost puppy on a building site.
Your head's been in the sun too long, dear.
Said Olive's dad. Her little brother laughed. But Olive wasn't listening. She was already dreaming of her next big adventure. Olive was standing in a little village. The buildings were made entirely out of logs, and they nestled between tall green trees and snow-topped mountains. She was wearing a lovely woolly scarf.
Okay, what a beautiful place.
Just then, Olive heard a strange gurgling sound coming from behind one of the log cabins. So she went to investigate. She found a little girl sobbing into her hanky in a most peculiar way. Olive had never heard anything like it.
My name's Olive. Are you okay?
Oh, I didn't see you there. My name's Heidi Hi. My family own the holiday camp here, and today we're holding our famous Swiss family yodeling concert to mark the first day of the ski season.
Oh, Brick! How exciting!
Oh, you little don't understand. There isn't any snow. Tradition says if we don't have any snow on the first day of the ski season, we won't have any snow at all, and no skiers will come to visit.
In the distance, Olive could see the beautiful snow-capped mountains, but in the village there was only the tiniest dusting of snow on the rooftops. She was about to start thinking of a way to help when she heard an announcement boom out over the loudspeakers.
Heidi hi, time for our last yodeling rehearsal.
That's my mum. I'd better go and practice.
Olive followed Heidi back to her family to find out what yodeling was. Then the hills erupted with sound as Heidi's family all burst into a strange song. Olive stood and listened. It was then she noticed that the dusting of snow on the rooftops had begun to quiver and shake. As Heidi and her mother hit a high note, the snow rolled off the roof and landed on the ground. Olive grinned.
Yodelers? Loudspeakers in a snow-capped mountain? I think I may have an idea. Heidi, help me collect all the loudspeakers. We're going to create a super speaker.
Olive placed them in a long line, pointing towards the snowiest peak.
Now all you need to do is yodel into here, and I'm sure your voices will shake the snow down from the mountains in no time.
Yodeloo, do you really think that'll work?
Asked Heidi.
There's only one way to find out.
And with that, they burst into song. In the distance, the snow on the mountain tops began to quiver. It looked like it was dancing as it gently started to roll down the slopes towards the village. But even though they yodeled with all their might, the snow stopped short.
Yodeloo have to join in, Olive. We're just not loud enough.
Said Olive as she cleared her throat and prepared to sing. They yodeled and yodeled, and the gathering crowds watched with delight as the snow tripped and danced its way gently into the village, covering the entire place with a thick blanket of snow.
Oh, Olive, there's enough snow here to ski and sledge and build snowmen until springtime. Thank you.
It was no problem.
They all laughed, and as they did, Olive realised it was time to go.
Typical Olive, daydreaming again.
Said her mum.
Actually, I've been yodeling in the Swiss Alps.
Your head's been in the sun too long, dear.
Said Olive's dad. Her little brother laughed. But Olive wasn't listening. She was already dreaming of her next big adventure.